Hey everyone, I'm Eli.
And I'm Brandon.
And we're from a little place called
Technica.com.
And today, we have an awesome video for you.
So for the last 2 years or so, we've been making machinima with something called the Hop Hog HD PVR.
The Hop Hog.
So this thing is a pretty good capture device, but it's basically been limiting us to 720p footage.
Which isn't bad at all, but we want to give you guys the latest and greatest in quality, which is, of course, 1080p.
And normally when it comes to 1080p capture cards, the most favorite out there is the Blackmagic Intensity Pro. But when we started doing a little research on it, we figured out that it had some major drawbacks.
It's tough on the computer, it has huge file sizes, and it doesn't even do 1080p at 30 frames. It can't go past 24 frames per second, which is
kind of
a major drawback. So we started doing some looking around, and we found this baby.
This guy right here. So this sucker is called the Live Gamer HD from Avermedia. Now this thing is basically all we could ever want in a capture card. It does full 1080p at 30 frames per second. And another cool feature of this thing is that, you know, besides being able to capture your games on your PC, capture your desktop, capture your consoles like the 360 and PS3.
I mean, it just does everything.
Does all that. And on top of that, it has its own little processor dealio in it, so that way it's easy on your computer, and at the same time it converts your footage to H.264 format.
I mean, if you guys have ever used Fraps to record Minecraft or anything, it lags like crazy, drops your frames like crazy, and the file sizes are cut up, and it's just bad. This thing is amazing. It does everything in one file, and there's no 3-minute cuts, and I'm just super excited about this. And
it even has a big red button that you can push to stop and begin recording.
So, I mean, we're super excited about this. So, before we do the unboxing, we're going to give you guys a chance to skip ahead if you don't want to see the unboxing. So, yeah, you can click me to go straight to the footage of some gameplay that we're going to do in Minecraft and Counter-Strike and Call of Duty and Halo. Or
you can click on me and go to the part where we actually go about installing the Live Gamer HD into our computer.
But I mean, why would you want to do that? You just want to see me, you know, click me.
No, you need to know like how this thing goes into your computer. You need to know that's a Pci X1 slot, I think it's technically called. Yeah, that's important stuff.
Don't listen to Brandon. Actually, don't click either of us. Just watch the unboxing.
Yeah. Let's do that instead. Let's just get right into the unboxing.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Let's do this.
See you guys there.
Alright, so here we are. We're ready to unbox our lovely little Live Gamer HD, which by the way has very nice packaging, if you can see that.
Seriously, man, I haven't seen this good of packaging since I opened my iPhone. So that's a huge compliment to Avermedia, because Apple's packaging is very hard to compare to. So
we both just said packaging pretty weird, but
packaging.
So, shall we get to unveiling the sexiness here?
Ooh,
look at that.
Embroidered.
Embroidering?
It's beautiful. Like I said, man, look at that.
All right.
There's the little button.
Let's take off this. That's interesting.
And there it is, dude. Oh my goodness, there it is. Oh, this is awesome. And of course we've got. We'll start with that stuff. We've got the mandatory software going on right here, the Avermedia. I think it's just the drivers and stuff. Well, I'm pretty sure it comes with its own like software for, you know, when you're capturing your desktop and all that. Okay. And this XSplit stuff. I believe this is for when you're doing live stream over the internet. Oh, okay. So that's like a little gift card to get you started. That's pretty cool. And let's open this guy up. Let's see what we got inside. Whoop. You could take a look at that. And of course, manual, need all that. Just looks like a little audio cable, an HDMI cable, and then some That's pretty cool HDMI. That it comes with one of those. That looks like it's to a computer hookup. What is that called again? I think it's a DVI port. Yeah, DVI to HDMI. So that's for people that are playing on one screen, like one monitor probably, you know, and then another DVI port thing. So pretty awesome, man. And then of course, it's pretty handy just with one of those. Of course, the actual card and the hot button. Is that what they called it? You know what? I have no idea what the button's called. All I know. I saw it written somewhere. And like hot button. You can set that up to the side if you want. All right. Check it out, man. Ooh, So beautiful.
Right.
This is where all the processing happens, all the magic.
Oh shoot!
Makes it very easy on your computer.
That's slick.
I'm scared to touch it because it's so beautiful. Oh my goodness.
All right. Oh, by the way, so guys, take a quick look here. So we've got the Pci Express Port right here. So just make sure that your computer has one of those in there. And so let's see what we got. We got HDMI out, HDMI in, and then that's
audio out and audio in. But
out and in.
HDMI has audio, so.
So I don't know what's with that, but I guess it's just a precaution. This thing has its own little like tape on it.
We'll leave it on there.
I'm gonna leave
now.
it. Yeah, definitely leaving it there for time being.
Then the hot button looks like, I don't want to like make it fall out or anything, but pretty sure it's a USB cord, right? Yeah, right there on the back.
You know what? Can we take this out real quick? Voila. Go through. Aha. So this is pretty straightforward. Start recording. Stop recording. Man,
that's so awesome. That's genius too.
That is a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Say I'm talking crap on Xbox Live and this guy's being a total toolbox. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna record you then.
You know, let's see how long this cable is. I'm kind of curious. Because your computer isn't exactly right next to your Xbox at the time being.
That's pretty long though, man. Because you could plug this right into the top of right into one of those top ports.
Oh, that's true. Wow,
yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's
actually
fine.
Really long. You can. Woo.
It's only one thing I can compare this to, Brandon.
Don't say it.
My HDMI cable.
Okay.
But yeah, this HD capture card. Oh my goodness, looks amazing. Cannot wait to install it now. So
that's actually
looks like you didn't need this knife, even though it's pretty cool.
Well, I guess I could have used it for opening up this included, HDMI. Oh, it's actually got just tape on it.
Okay.
So you don't even have to, use the knife for any. Well, there was plastic around the original box, but we already took that off beforehand.
We were excited.
We were really excited, to say the least. So
yeah, let's go to the installation now.
Installation. All right, let's do this crap. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around long enough to this part of the overall video where we actually install the Live Gamer HD. Now, if you're one of the people that just decided to skip ahead to this part of the video, all I have to say is you're a lazy bum. All right. So I just had to get that off my chest.
I just boosted up to 1600 ISO, man.
That's pretty freaking bright.
Well, now they can see what's going on.
True enough. Okay. So this is actually pretty simple. So we've already got the side panel of the computer off, and we're just taking a look at the motherboard here. So if you look at this guy right here, it's called a Pci Express X1 slots. Again, if I remember right, it might be X4 or something like that. And just for demonstration's sake, it just matches the size of the end part of the Live Gamer HD. So pretty straightforward, yeah.
Yeah.
And also you can compare it to the size of the X16 slot for an actual graphics card, which by the way we had one in here, which is why this side faceplate or back plate is off. We had one in there, took it out because we don't need it. So anyway, so looking across from this X1 slot, we've got this back plate in the way. So we'll just go ahead and take that out real quick. And yes, I'm using the end bit of an electric screwdriver because we couldn't find an ordinary Phillips head screwdriver anywhere.
So that's just to check it. You know how we do.
So yeah, that part's pretty straightforward.
So now it's time.
Now it's time to install the beautiful Live Gamer HD.
Let's get that plastic off there.
Yeah, we probably don't want that on there, do we?
Oh, let me see that beautiful.
You got it? Okay, you're getting a little overboard. So, this is pretty straightforward. You find a slot, line it up.
Let me see where it lines up.
See?
Beautiful. Okay.
See, pretty straightforward. Matches the same size and all that.
Then just...
Whoop. See, now I can't get it in because I was ready before and you interrupted me. So, line it up, slide it in. Pretty straightforward. Now, sometimes it doesn't match up. You just push it over and you put the screw back in. I'll go ahead and try and just put that in by hand right now.
But I mean, it's pretty simple.
Pretty straightforward.
And then, once that's in there, You just close the...
And something good that I should have mentioned beforehand is before you start like going in and messing with all this, make sure you don't have any static on you. So like, I don't know, play a little drum beat on the side of your case to discharge any static you might have, because that would be bad if you shocked your board.
That's very true.
So, we're good on that part, so we'll just go on to the next little part of this, which is what again, Eli?
It's where we are doing a dual tutorial on installing the software. So, it'll be fun. That's what it looks like when it's in there. Thank you guys for watching. Now it's time for the last part.
Yep, see you in a second.
Hey everyone, this is Eli.
And this is Brandon.
Hey, wait a minute. We don't need to do this again.
Oh, that's true, isn't it?
Let's just get right to the tutorial.
Yes, indeed.
Alright, so we're going to install the software. So, Brandman, go ahead and insert the package.
Put the disc in.
And come to think of it, I should probably turn on my Xbox on.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Alright, yeah, I'll go do that real quick.
Alright, you do that, and I'll start installing this. And Camtasia's weird, so for some reason it reverted to the default theme while we're recording here.
Yeah, but only when it's 1080p. It's weird, but whatever.
That is a little strange. Alright, so install...
what are our options here? We have install, we have browse CD.
Yes, we know the color scheme. You know, I hope this actually lets us record just the screen, so we'll have to check that out in a little bit.
Okay, so it has install, it has browse the CD, read users manual, and exit. So
obviously
we just want to install.
We just want to install. By the way, guys, we actually did install this once before, just as kind of a test run to make sure that everything went smoothly. So, you know, we know a little bit of what we're doing here already.
Yeah, we're kind of pros now at this.
Kind of. This isn't our first walk in the park, okay?
JK lol. But
seriously.
Any slut, we're moving on, and it's installing.
Minecraft.
That's my background that I made. It's quite beautiful.
With our, you know, our official custom Minecraft background.
Oh yeah, we haven't told them about that yet.
No, that's for another day. Alright, so accept the terms, that's obvious. Complete install.
You can do custom, but I mean, just do complete. It's way easier.
It keeps it nice and easy. And you can change the install directory if you have like multiple hard drives and all that.
Rec Central. That's such a cool name, man.
That's actually really clever.
It's way better than Total Media Extreme. The freak, man.
Like, why would you name something like that? Hop Hog HD PVR comes with Total Media Extreme as the capture software.
This is weird.
That's a mouthful.
It makes me sick. All right.
Oh gosh.
It's all about Rec Central, baby.
Yes, indeed. I like how the little icon here is like the aperture symbol.
Yeah, it looks nice, man.
Along with some other accents going on here.
It's just a really nifty, groovy, out of this world program.
Avermedia.
Sounds like we're like sponsored by them. Now, go buy your Avermedia today.
That reminds me of Jim Gaffigan talking about the Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets.
Caliente. Pocket.
You have a gift, my friend.
Well, my Xbox is on, and I'm in the Modern Warfare 3 screen, so I'm ready to play a game, and we're ready to start capturing right now. So once this thing is done, boom, we are ready to just start doing this thing.
And by the way, we kept this pretty simple. We had the HDMI going out of the Xbox into the Live Gamer HD, and we had another HDMI cable going out of the capture. Okay,
so it's just installing the driver right now.
Alright, so let's...
By the way, you need to restart your computer after you install everything, or otherwise it won't recognize the driver.
Let's see if it does again what it did to us earlier. See, it's searching for updates. Pending. It said installed.
Wow. Well, maybe because we already restarted it before.
Quite possibly.
Okay.
It's still thinking about it though. It doesn't know yet. But this other thing is finished, so we'll go ahead and finish that.
But just a heads up, guys. If it says that it failed, it doesn't fail. You just need to restart your computer, okay? Easy as that. Now, we don't want to browse the CD, and we don't want to read the user's manual, because reading the manual is for women. So, we're just going to do exit.
Of course. Now, why is this thing still pending? This is strange.
First it wasn't working, now it's pending. I mean, make up your mind.
It's like it's like having a bad day or something.
We might need.
You know what? I think I'll just close this. And how about we just, follow our own advice and just restart the computer real fast?
All right, let's do it.
All right, so we'll be back in just a second. All right, so welcome back, guys. Well, welcome back for us anyway. We just finished restarting the computer.
It's not a big deal.
No big deal.
And there it goes, of course.
Okay.
Wait 2 minutes.
We were waiting for that thing to freaking F up on us. Okay, so here we go. We got our little Avermedia Rec Central icon going on here. So let's go ahead and open this sucker up and see how it looks. Oh, yeah.
It fits perfectly. My guy fits perfectly in there.
Right? That's absolutely perfect.
All right.
Okay, so we're not seeing a bulletin. Let's just go right into capture. All right.
It looks like you have options here, and of course we're not amateurs and we're not newbies. We're gonna go pro.
Straight up pro. Let's see what we got going on here.
Okay, so we're like the Xbox is a gaming console.
So that's obvious.
Okay, and
HDMI.
We have HDMI's capture device. HDMI.
And you know what? This is cool. We can capture the external audio through our 2020 USB microphone that we got going on
here. That might be kind of weird because we're recording.
Well, I'm just pointing it out.
That's pretty awesome.
Do that. So
that is pretty awesome.
So if you have a really good microphone, other than like your headset or something like that, then you can just plug that into your computer and then toggle that on, and there you go. That's freaking awesome.
Okay, so resolution, of course, 1080p. That's the whole reason why we got this baby.
Exactly. And then for the bit rate, we're going to put that all the way up to the maximum.
Yes, of course.
Awesome. All right, so...
Yeah, let's make that a preset up there. That load profile. Let's just name it... Can we make it a preset?
No, we don't want to... Oh, save as. There we go.
Okay, and we'll call it... Check it.
Let's do it with capitals, shall we? Check it.
Okay.
Alright, now we don't really need to worry about the start and stop for this because we have our fantastic
the hot button,
button, and we are ready to go. Alright, so it's ready for the capture mode up here.
Oh, it's working.
There it goes.
It did need to restart, but we're good, so
yep.
I'm going to click a game real quick.
Let's just see how this looks. See, I like how this works because, like, even on the computer, like, you have the record button, you have the button to, just take a snapshot, and, the maximize button and all that. And look at this freaking beautifulness. Look at that, man.
Can't believe this, man.
It looks like I'm just straight up looking at the TV right now, but I'm actually just looking at the monitor.
It's pretty awesome. And there's no lag either, so you can play off of it.
All right. So are you just gonna just start playing around or something?
I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much the end of the tutorial.
So yeah. So now, obviously, everything's installed. Everything's working just fine. You just need to remember to restart your computer because it did seem a little bit buggy there. So that's just a little precaution.
Only like for the drivers, just restart it. Otherwise, it's a very clean install. Everything worked perfectly.
All right. So how about we go ahead and get some good footage and different games and all that, and just show them what's up.
Yeah, man, and that's awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. So right after we say goodbye, you guys will see all of our nice footage, and you guys will see why this baby's so awesome. Potentially harmful software detected.
Whatever. It's probably just complaining about all this new stuff that's going on here.
Alright guys, well, we'll see you guys very soon.
And also, let us know what you think of all of this, Live Gamer HD stuff that we've shown you, alright? So
we're so excited about it.
This is freaking exciting.
So yeah, thanks guys, and we will see you guys later.
Peace out.
Oh no! T-spawn, sir. There's one left. T-spawn. Terrorists win.
Destroy the objective. Bomb acquired. The bomb has been planted. Good job. Get ready for the next round. Hardcore search and destroy. Destroy the objective. We have the bomb. The bomb has been planted. Specialist bonus achieved. Good job. Get ready for the next round. Reloading. Hardcore search and destroy. Destroy the objective. Bomb acquired. Scavenger. We have the bomb. Target neutralized. Reloading. Good job. Get ready for the next round. I'm reloading. Half time.
Gain the lead. Gain the lead. Double kill. Kill. Triple kill. Kill.